Welcome to our session on practicals. From this session, we are going to start our practical of strength of materials. Okay, so this is our manual of strength of materials. It is already provided to you at your Google Classrooms. You can download those manuals. Okay, there is no need to take its printout unless it is asked by us. Take those printouts only when we ask you to do so. ओके, आम्ही सांगितल्यानंतरच प्रिंटआउट काढा, त्याशिवाय प्रिंटआउट काढू नका. ओके, आर यू गेटिंग दिस? ओके, so moving forward, when we scroll down, you will find here that there is a list of the practicals. So on this page, that is our page number 10, you will get the list of practicals. So there are total 16 practicals. Of that, MSBT asks us to take 12 practicals. That is, only 12 practicals are compulsory. Okay, so the remaining 4 practicals are not compulsory. So first we will begin from our 11th practical, that is draw shear force and bending moment diagrams and give loading using open source SF, that is shear force oblique BM, that is bending moment simulation software. Okay, so for this particular practical you need to use the software. Okay, you have to solve this practical or you have to do this practical online. So in this practical there is no need of instruments, there is no need of any of the machines. Okay, so only software is required, and that too you can do it online. So when you again scroll it down, you will get the page number over here. So the page number for the 11th practical is page number 70. Okay, so on page number 70 you will find this particular practical. So when we move to that particular page, we will get the practical number 11. So what this practical talks about? The name of the practical or the title of this practical is SFD and BMD using open source simulation software. Now, through our theory lectures, you are already aware about what is SFD and BMD. You know the different types of beams that we use, the different types of loads that act upon the beam, and the nature of shear force and the bending moment diagrams, and why there is need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram, and how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, so when you go to your professional life after completing this course, when you move forward and when you go to some of the company or when you are placed somewhere or when you start your own business, and suppose there is some need to take a beam or to consider some part as a beam and some type of load is acting on that, so there is no need to draw those part or to draw that beam manually and solve for that using calci and all those things. You can directly do that by using some software that are already provided, which are open source software. Open source software means they are free of cost. Okay, so you don't need to have to buy them or such. Okay, so in this particular practical, what minimum theoretical background you need to know what is shear force, you need to know what is load intensity, you need to know what is point of contra shear, you need to know what is bending moment, you need to know what is point of contraflexure, what is SFD and BMD. All these 7 points we have completed in our theory part. Okay, so if any doubt regarding this part is there, please go back and watch that theory part of this particular point. Okay, so again moving forward, so here you can see one of the block diagram or setup given of the beam. So the beam over here is a type of overhanging beam, as you can see, which is overhanging at both its ends. Okay, so the loads acting on it are the point loads. Okay, so the point load are acting on this beam. So you can see 2 supports are there and 3 point loads are there, and from that when we calculate it manually, we will get this type of SFD and this as our BMD. Okay, so at manual part or when we do it manually, what we have to do, we have to first of all draw this beam, we have to find the values of reactions, okay, at this support, and the another support also, and then we move forward to find shear force at various points and bending moment at various points. Then we move to draw this particular diagram of shear force and bending moment. Okay, so as you can see over here, this point between C to D is the point of contraflexure, and this point is our also the point of contraflexure. Okay, so what is point of contraflexure? The point of contraflexure is that point on the bending moment diagram where the bending moment diagram changes its sign. Okay, or where the bending moment diagram becomes zero. Okay, so from when the bending moment diagram moves from one end to other, or from one portion to another, means this bending moment diagram, when we go from B to A, so the bending moment diagram initially was below this datum line, and it has moved upwards at this point where the bending moment is zero. So this point is called as the point of contraflexure. Okay, similarly, when there is zero shear in the shear force diagram, we call that point as point of contra shear. Okay, now moving forward, MSBT has already provided us with the software that is required to be used. Okay, so here they are given us three softwares. So of that, one of the software we are going to use, and we are going to use the SkyCube software. Okay, the first software given over here, SkyCube. Okay, if it is not possible to copy this, you can simply go to Google and you can put SkyCube over there. Okay, then moving forward, I have clicked there on the beam calculator. Then you need to sign up first. To take the printout of that beam, you need to first sign up. Okay, if you are already signed up, then you can log in. Okay, so I will start by logging in with my account. So when you log in into this, you'll get their video. Okay,
Hi, and
so
welcome.
there is no need to go through all these videos. It is for the beginners. So when you have to solve, go to this beam part. You'll get file manager, you'll get a beam, you'll get a structure 3D diagram, you'll get a section builder. Of that, you have to click on the beam. Once you click at the beam, you will have on your screen this part. Okay, so for that, suppose if we have to consider a simply supported beam, what we will do, of these tabs present over here, first we will click on add beam. So what is asked us? It asks us to define the beam length. Suppose I am taking the beam length as 8 meters. So you can see over here the length in meter is given. If you want to change the unit, you can do that. So after putting 8, I will click on add it. I will get a beam of 8 meter length. Okay, so as you can see over here, besides SkyCube, you can find the force unit which is given in kilonewton and length unit which is given in meter. If you want to change it, you can click on that. You can change it to Newton or pound, else you can change it in millimeter, inch or feet as required. Okay, so here we are going to keep the force in kilonewton and the length of beam in meter. Okay, so as I have said earlier, we are considering this beam as a simply supported beam. So we need to put two supports at its end. Okay, so I'll click on add support, and three types of support are given over here. We have to just take the pin support. Okay, the other two types of support are not there in our syllabus. The fixed support is there, but when we consider the fixed support, we call that beam as the cantilever beam. Okay, so for simply supported beam, we will consider only the pin support. So support position, as this beam is simply supported beam, the first support will be at the left hand end. So I will put it as 0. So it will be at 0 meter. That means it will be at the start of the beam. So after putting this value as 0, again what I will do add it. So I'll get 0 at 0 meter length, that is at the left hand end of this beam. I will get a support. Again to have a support at this end, again I have to click on add support. Again clicking on pin support, I will put the support position as 8 meter. Why 8 meter? Because total length of beam is 8 meter. So the other end of the beam will be at 0 meter from the left hand side. So sorry, it will be at the 8 meter from the left hand side. Okay. Again, after putting the value as 8, I will click on add it. So we will have the two supports at the end. So this particular beam is our simply supported beam. Okay. After that, suppose we consider 2 point loads acting on that. So the consider condition here that the point load is acting downwards. So the first position shows the downward action of the point load. Next, we have to define the load position. Suppose the load is at 2 meter from the left hand side. I will put it here as 2 meter. The load magnitude, suppose the load acting over there is 10 kilonewton. I will put 10 and then again I will click on add it. So I will get a point load at 2 meter. You can see over here this point is at 2 meter from the left hand side and the value of our load is 10 kilonewton. Suppose another point load is acting, I will click on add point load. Then suppose its position is also downward or it is acting in downward direction. While defining the load position, suppose that acts at 7 meter from the left hand side and its magnitude is 12 kilonewton. By putting those values and clicking on add it, I can find that 12 kilonewton load is acting at 7 meter from the left hand side. Okay, so here you can see 7 meter is written and the load is 12 kilonewton from the left hand side. So now we have 2 point loads. Again, suppose we have to add uniformly distributed load to this beam. I will click here on add distributed load. So they will ask us to define the starting point and ending point of that uniformly distributed load. Suppose this particular load starts at 3 meter from left hand side and ends at 6 meter of left hand side. As it is uniformly distributed load, the starting magnitude and the end magnitude will be the same. And suppose we consider it as 5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so we'll put here 5 meter. We'll put the values as 5 kilonewton per meter and 5 kilonewton per meter at both these places, and then we will click at add it. So we'll have this as the uniformly distributed load. So remember here that from 3 meter to 6 meter we will have a uniformly distributed load of 5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so here one difficulty you might face, or you might have one doubt, that the symbol shown over here of the uniformly distributed load, or commonly known as UDL, is different from what you have learned in your lectures. But this particular software uses this symbol, so don't worry about this. So this symbol, consider it as an UDL only. Okay, so this is our beam and these are the loading conditions of the beam. Now what we have to do, now we have to solve this. Okay, so in this particular screen, when we go at the top side, as you can see over here, here it is written beam, here it is written solve, and when you click at that solve, you will get the answer for this particular beam. So this is the loading condition of the beam. On the next page you will get the shear force diagram of the beam. Okay, so the values you can see over here of the shear force diagram, and below that you will get the bending moment diagram of this particular beam. Okay, so what you have learned in your theory part, you can directly get in this particular practical using this software SkyCube. Okay, so this is the beam, this is the shear force diagram of that particular beam, and this is the bending moment diagram. Now what you have to do, you have to take printout of these 3 pages. How to do that? Here when you see the output section, click at the save to PDF report. Okay, and export it. So after clicking on the output and then on save on PDF report, you will get a PDF file of 3 pages or 4 pages like this. So of this, what you require, you need to require of this what you require, you need to take the printout of these 4 pages only. Okay, so take the printout of these 4 pages and put that 3 pages with you. Okay, so when you come after lockdown and when the college starts, get it checked and get the marks accordingly. Okay, so if suppose you want to change the position of the beam or you want to change the type of beam and type of loading, you can do that. Take any type of the beam, take any distance, give any kind of load and solve accordingly. Okay, take the printout and keep it with you only. Okay, so that ends our first practical, that is our 11th practical. Okay, so I suppose that all of you must have understood this particular practical. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you.